Hello, folks. My name is Jenner from Golden State Times. Welcome back to the newsroom. And today I have a breaking news story. Sorry to disrupt your day, but we wanted to let you guys know what they are planning. So whenever we do the White House press briefings, I always speak on the microphone to warn you guys, to let you guys know what they're doing, what they're planning. And back in April, I came on the microphone and I said, look, guys, Manchin and Schumer are planning to raise taxes. They're writing a bill. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's about. All I know is that it's a bill to raise your taxes. And I warned everybody, get ready for this because it's going to be disastrous. Now, at the time, we didn't know what it was going to be called. Later on, we found out that it's called the Inflation Reduction Act. And this was really an act because when they introduced it, they said, well, Manchin is not wanting to get involved, right? We need to tweak it. We need to change it. We need to do this. We need to do that in order to get Manchin and Sinema involved and on board. But how can someone that co-wrote the bill not be on board with something that he wrote with someone else? It was all an act. Smoke and mirrors. That's all it was. But now, here comes the consequences. This comes courtesy of goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com, home of up to the second news and scoops, headlines, and breaking news. And it says, the Inflation Reduction Act sent to Biden's desk will end up forcing working class Americans to pay billions of dollars in new taxes, according to the CBO. An analysis by the CBO estimates that those earning less than $400,000, the group of which the Democrats promised not to raise taxes on, will have to pay an estimated $20 billion more in taxes over the next decade as a result of the Democrat-pushed $740 billion package, which also has set aside $80 billion to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. The bill hasn't been entirely scored by the CBO, which typically scores it and then sends it over to Congress so they can continue the legislation. It says, but the agency scored the impact of the IRS expansion on middle-class taxpayers as of last week. It says, after the provision from Senator Mike Crapo, Republican of Idaho, sought to exempt those making under $400,000 from increased IRS scrutiny, and not only that, audits. It says that Crapo's proposed amendment would have kept those taxpayers from being targeted by the new IRS hires, but his provision was shot down 51-50 in the bill passed in the Senate last week. The Democrats want nothing of that. Why? Because this is a tax on the middle class. And not only the middle class, small business owners. So this is an attack on the middle class. This is an attack on small business owners. But in reality, it is an attack on all Americans. On Friday of last week, the House approved the bill. Biden is expected to sign it tomorrow, Tuesday. He's expected to sign it tomorrow. The CBO analysis confirms an earlier report from the Joint Committee on Taxation that found that throwing an extra $80 billion at the IRS to improve the agency's collection of underreported income will end up targeting small business owners to pay for that legislation. So those $740 billion that they're throwing away are going to be paid back by small income taxpayers, by middle class, and by small business owners. That was the plan since the beginning. That has always been the plan with the Democrats. The Democrats love to say that Republicans give tax cuts to the rich. But that's how it is with the Democrats. They accuse those of what they themselves are doing, planning to do, or going to do. It says the IRS is expected to bring in more than $180 billion from taxpayers. The Democrats are claiming that it's going to be from wealthier taxpayers. But they don't say the real number of what they expect wealthy to be. For them, wealthy could be $100,000 or more. Right? There's no real number for the word that they're using, wealthy. It says small business owners will find themselves in the crosshairs of the new wave of IRS auditors, according to tax experts. So it says a managing director of the Washington-based policy research firm Capital Alpha told reporters, quote, most small businesses are organized as pass-through entities, LLCs or S-corps. It says proponents of increased auditing specifically say that they want to target pass-through entities, which is inherently means targeting small business and small business owners. So they're going to go after the middle class if you're a 9-to-5, right? If you make more than $110,000 jointly with your wife or spouse or whatever, then they're going to target you. They're going to target you if you make $100,000 or less. That's for sure. But if you're a small business owner and you have an LLC or an S corp, then get ready, because they're going to come after every single one of them. It says the IRS will have to target small and medium businesses because they won't fight back. And that's what happens with these people. They target those that can't defend themselves or is too expensive to defend themselves. Because if you defend yourself as a small business for scrutiny, you might end up going bankrupt to try to pay for your legal bills. It goes on to say, we've seen this play out before. The IRS says we're going after the rich, but when you're trying to raise that much money, the rich can only get you so far. And that's true. This was said by Joe Hinchman, Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union Foundation. So that's very true. Very, very true. Like I was saying the other day during the White House press briefing, I said, you're going after 740 of the wealthiest with 87,000 new IRS agents to pay $740 billion. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Maybe those 74 wealthiest Americans will pay, I don't know, maybe an eighth of the total amount. But who's going to make up the rest? Well, of course, small business, middle class, lower middle class, working American. That's who is going to take up the slack, right? So the White House comes out and continues their propaganda, their rhetoric, their lies, saying that, oh, no, nobody below 400,000 has to worry. No tax raises for you. No audits for you. No harassment from the IRS for you. But that's all lies. 100% lies. It says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also has acknowledged that the new and improved IRS would ramp up collections from middle-class taxpayers. In a letter to the IRS commissioner last week, Yellen directed, any additional resources shall not be used to increase the share of small business or households below 400 threshold that are audited relative to historical levels. But you know what's going to happen? Republicans are going to take over the House. Republicans are going to probe and see where the IRS is not only spending the money, but also targeting. The IRS commissioner is going to come out onto the stage, and talk to Republicans as they're trying to grill him. And he's going to say, well, we never got that memo. Well, geez, I have to look through my papers and see if that memo is in there somewhere. They're not going to listen to Yellen. Why? Because Yellen just sent a random memo. A suggestion, folks. It's not an order. It's a suggest. I suggest you don't target taxpayers that make under $400,000. But it's up to you. What is the White House going to say? Well, the IRS is its own entity. They can do whatever they want. They don't work for us. They work for, the government. Smoke and mirrors. But that is what I do, folks. On those White House press briefings, tune in. Because I let you guys know exactly what's going on, what they're planning, what they're doing, what they're concocting, what they're building, what they're conspiring. I try to warn everybody. But one thing that I do have to say right now is that just prepare. If you're what they consider middle class, based on your taxes, if you're a small business owner, just prepare. Let's see what happens. Never be afraid. God is in control. Jesus, King of Kings. And what's the worst that they can possibly do? What's the worst they can do? Never be afraid, folks. Never be afraid of this. Trust in God. Prayer is extremely powerful. Trust in God and hold Jesus' hand tight. And we'll all get through this, and we hope that it will get better very soon. Let's see what the Republicans do in 2022, 2023, going into after the midterms, after 2022. Let's see what they do, if they do anything about it, if they fight back. Let's see if all the votes that they get are just thrown away by empty promises. But let us know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comment section below. Make sure you share this with everyone. Let your friends know. Let your family know. Let your neighbors know. Other patriots. Put it on any of those groups all over the internet. Put it on Truth Social, on Gab, on Reddit, on Parler, on Getter, on all of those sites. Let everyone know what their plan is. Thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. And also, visit our website, goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com for full coverage, breaking news, scoops, and political updates up to the second. It's not like on TV that you get it 2 weeks or 2 months late. On goldenstatetimes.com is up to the second. Here on the channel is up to the second. News, updates, headlines, and politics. Thank you so much for joining us. Subscribe if you are new. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, folks. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.